went out yesterday.
Okay, so that's what caused the splinter cells, the creation of splinter cells. Yesterday.
Yes, we sense that some people want to assume leadership in the protest, and maybe they want to negotiate. And what our demands doesn't require negotiation.
Oh, really?
Yes, it doesn't require negotiation.
We'll get to that, but go ahead.
Yes, so we, the Civil Rights Council, immediately sensing that some people are anti-protesters, we call back our members, remove our banners and our placards, withdraw all. That this is not the aim of the protest. These were not the objectives of the protest. We have the protest has its objective and aim. So when we see people beating anti-protesters, join us or go back, that is not the aim of the protest.
So let me get you. You're saying those people who were in several parts of River State, Port Harcourt to be precise, calling or forcing or pressuring people to join the protest, hitting on cars, harassing people, even looting shops when not part of the protest from day one.
No, if you observe, they say looting of shop. How many persons have been arrested in River State?
The police commissioner says 3 persons.
3 persons
yeah.
have been arrested. Were they arrested among the protesters?
But that's where the problem is now, because like I said, the protest, grew. It developed branches. It became polygamous yesterday. And so the question is, the different groups, were they part of the protest from day one? Because you said that the police, talked about confining the protest to a particular spot, saying
not the police, the protesters, those that want to claim leadership.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
We're saying we should station at the Federal Secretariat. Although initially I agreed with them that we should station at the Federal Secretariat because we already had an information that they were looting at Ikwere Road. So we said, since the protesters have not gone to Ikwere Road, that we will not go towards that way. So when they moved yesterday, it was towards the GRA, to Abacha Road, down to Ikwere Road, and through this other George Road by my tree that links that road, that George Road, to location. So the part where this looting was carried out, the protesters didn't get to that place. Hoodlums, criminals were also planning to hijack this protest outside the politicians. But the protesters conducted themselves very well. That if you want to carry anybody's property, they will get you and hand you over to the police.
Now, let me get something straight.
Yes.
You said some people who wanted to assume leadership said it should be restricted to a particular place. And the police said they cannot provide security for you beyond that particular place. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Could you have listened, looking back, in hindsight? Do you think if you had not left Federal Secretariat at the time, the protesters would not have been accused of being violent and aggressive?
No. Yesterday, if you observe, before the protesters moved out of the Federal Secretariat, it was around 12 noon.
Okay.
But other days, it used to be in the morning hours.
Okay.
So the protesters had information that there were information, I don't know whether it's true, that the people wanted to loot. They went to loot at my let me say Axis of Ikwere Road, that area. So we said because the protesters, because of that, they will not move out. You understand? So that the police will not accuse the protesters of stealing people's properties.
Okay. Now that there are protesters who are not aligned, who don't have the same purpose, you're not aligned with your own part of the protesters, How do you intend to continue the protest, or have you stopped the protest? Because you said you withdrew from protesting today. So what is the situation of things?
Yes. When you get anti-protesters, they don't know what they are doing, because we all go to the same market. So I don't blame them. If you say don't protest, I don't blame them. If you say don't protest, I don't blame them. Politicians import what they eat. The police, the army, the anti-protesters, all of us go to the same market. So what they have done is just like they were behaving like cows.
No, let's not do that on the show. We don't call. We don't insult.
Okay, I'm sorry. What they have done is like, if we go out now to protest tomorrow and they still come again and we start fighting ourselves, it's like we are protesting against ourselves. We are not passing this message to anybody. Nobody is targeted. No politician is targeted. No, neither the governor. Nobody is targeted. The protest, the aim is to pass a message to the president, a message to the federal government. There is high cost of living in Nigeria, high cost of transportation. There is hunger. There's no affordable access to education and jobs. So we were passing a message to the president. You remove fuel subsidy just 3 minutes after taking the oath of office. The same way you remove the fuel subsidy without negotiation, we are telling you this. We have known now that the fuel subsidy controls the economy. Bring back this fuel subsidy. Okay, in his speech, he didn't tell us how much is the price of PMS. How much is Nigeria selling PMS now? How much is Nigeria selling PMS now? Okay. 1 liter.
Okay. Let me come in now. I asked the question.
Yes.
What is the situation of things as it relates to your own group of protesters? Now, there's splinter cells. It looks like there are many branches. But what is this? Are you going to continue protesting?
There is no association that will take responsibility for violence.
Okay.
So if we are watching the situation, if there is peace, we will protest. But since there's anti-protesters, we withdraw for now. But if
for how long? For how long?
We are watching tomorrow.
So you would not protest tomorrow?
We are not saying we will not protest tomorrow, but what we are saying is, if the situation continues, when we get there, you start to beat protesters, we will not continue. Yes.
What has the police said? Because you just listened to. I played again. Let's take a listen to the PRO.
It's a right. I cannot stop people's right from protesting. Our own duty is to provide adequate security to cover the situation on ground. If there is any problem at hand, our policemen are there. And the Commissioner of Police, River State Police Command, CP Olatunji, every day it goes out to ensure that the policemen that he has trained for this process, that they should be peaceful and conduct themselves.
All right, so they promise to provide security. Have you reached out to the police?
Practically, from day one of the protest,
okay,
the police have done their best.
Okay,
I will commend the police and the army.
Okay,
they have done their best. What happens today, I cannot say the police are the cause.
I'm not saying they. I'd say,
yes.
Are they going to provide? You're saying
the police are always on ground. The armies are always on ground to provide security. They are always on ground to provide security for protesters.
So why are they not providing security against the anti-protesters, like you call them?
When you see people just come, the police doesn't know
which one is which.
Yes. So when you see the same people, when they converge at the area, and the police just see people say, go, we don't want criminals to hijack this protest, you will not blame the police there, but we blame the citizens that are suffering, the citizens that are paying high cost of transport, the citizens that are hungry. You blame the citizens that don't have equal access to education, the citizens that lack jobs. Yes.
So you're saying that the real protesters had no hand in the destruction of the APC secretariat, the rallying around the FCT minister's residence, the looting of shops. I just want to be clear on that.
I don't want to talk about the APC secretariat issues, because if you say they destroy billboards, I want to thank God that no lives have been lost.
Okay.
I cannot say, what was billboard? Is it disciples? Disciples is there. You say they destroy billboards. Which billboards? I don't want to talk about APC issue here.
But did you pass through that? That's what I want to find out. Did you pass through that?
The protesters marched through Aba Road, and the protesters has never damaged any properties. When they say they moved to the residence of
the
FCT minister yesterday, if someone passed through this East-West Road and the person did not come to your station, the person visited Wazobia FM.
No, he did not.
The protesters passed on Ada George Road. They did not visit his residence.
Okay, let me pause you. I do have a commercial. After the commercial, you and I will continue talking. We'll look at negotiations and all of that. Just stay tuned.
Okay.
Nigeria Info.
earlier today, talking about the disruption of the protests here in Rivers State, where a group, the Voice for Concerned Citizens, said no to protest today because, according to them, the protest has been hijacked. Take a listen.
We understood that some persons actually want to hijack protests that was been happening within these days. So we, the concerned youth, we decided to come down to the secretariat as early as 5:30 this morning. The police are here, the militaries are here, we are here, and some of the protesters were actually coming, but we told them that protest will not hold. And of course, protesters who have asked them to leave.
They are busting people's shops, busting into people's house, obtaining their properties and their goods and all that. We don't want the hoodlums to join the real protesters to obtain government property. That is how we are here.
All right, I have Dumka Deemua, Chairman Civil Rights Council, here with me in the studio, and we are talking because he has been one of the people championing the protests in Rivers State. You're welcome once again on the show.
Thank you.
All right, so before the break, I was asking a question about if the protesters were the ones responsible for the destruction at the APC Secretariat along Aba Road. And you said you passed through, but you did not go in there to destroy anything.
Yes.
And just maybe the billboards.
No.
You didn't destroy the billboards?
No,
as well?
there was no destruction. You can't go if there is anybody among the protesters that wants to steal or damage anybody's properties. They catch him and hand him over to the police.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, now let's come to negotiation. You're saying if the anti-protesters continue to show aggression or try to use your protests as these guys to perpetrate violence, you would no longer continue with the protest.
Yes.
But what is it that you are really asking for? Because you're saying there is no negotiation, but actually the president is asking for negotiation. And yet again, I'm wondering if the president can feel the impact, from the protests happening in Rivers State.
Yes. What we are asking for is for the president to fix the refineries.
Okay.
Do you negotiate with the president to fix the refinery? For the president to fix the refinery, you negotiate?
I'm going to say, is it possible? I mean, first of all, we don't even know the level of work done on the refinery, right? So is it not something negotiable for the president to come out and say, this is the level of work done. If you give me more time, I'll be able to achieve X, Y, Z, maybe by September or October. I mean, what do you think? Is that no negotiation?
Are you negotiating? You remember Jonathan, where the Nigerians are giving more time to Jonathan. Good luck, Jonathan, to fix the refineries.
Okay.
Buhari came. Nigeria were giving him more time after 8 years. Now, President Tinubu is here. He need more time to fix the refineries.
But at the time of Jonathan, because I do have my facts, at the time of Jonathan, the refineries, old refineries, were working at 50% capacity. So Jonathan was able to at least pump something out.
But the cost of living then was okay.
Okay.
Yes, the cost of living then was okay.
But I'm saying you gave Jonathan time, so Jonathan was able to give you 50%. Maybe if you gave the president time.
If Jonathan gave us 50%, Buhari would have given us 70 or 80%.
True.
Then Tinubu will give us 100%. What is there? Why can't they fix the refineries? Why can't they revive our local industries for productivity? Why did they increase electricity tariff? Do you know that you can leave the house now with 20,000 naira cash? And when you go back to the house, you just see like 1,500 naira in your pocket.
Interesting.
You did not buy anything, no. Just transportation has taken everything, all the money.
But you see, all of these questions you have asked, don't you think on a negotiation table the answers will be there?
You don't. This is just like the creation story. Let there be light, and there was light.
So let there be fuel subsidy.
I am giving you,
and there should be fuel subsidy.
Yes, the era of fuel subsidy has gone. I and my neighbor took a jerry can. We went to the filling. All the filling were closed. Okay, my people. If the president was putting the people first, my people I felt your sufferings. I I will sell fuel, I will sell PMS at the rate of 250 naira. Everybody will drop their placards and go back to the house.
So that's all it takes to stop the protest.
Everybody will drop their placards and go back to the house.
So you want petrol to be sold at 250 naira?
Yes. If I am reviving all our local industries, so time, we are creating employment. You give order to all the pastors, all the ministries, start employing. This doesn't call for negotiation. This doesn't call for
but are you sure it doesn't? Because the government has said it does not have enough money, to pay for some of these things that you're mentioning.
To fix the refineries.
Not to fix, to pay for subsidy.
To pay for subsidies. Okay. If
the minister, I can't remember which of them, said, I was reading it earlier, said they spent about $600 million just to buy, to import petrol into the country. So if they're paying for subsidies, it's going to be even more.
Okay. There is an option. There's an option. The option is fix the refineries.
So are you going to be on the streets till the refineries are fixed? That's the question I'm asking.
No, not so. We only want him to feel Nigerians, to put the people first.
Okay.
That's all we want him to do. Put the people first.
Okay. When you say put the people first, I'm still trying to grasp what you mean by, because it would mean that you would either give him time or you would hold him, hold him until he fixes the refinery. So which is it going to be?
We are ready to give him time, but
okay,
his speech lack immediate and practical measures.
Oh, I see.
To our demands. You understand? There would have been immediate and practical measures to our demands. By so time, I will fix the refineries and things will start working well.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
That is what we want. Nobody is telling you in office. Nobody is telling anybody to come and take over power. He is the president and he will be the president.
Okay. Do you think he's hearing the message from Rivers State? Because some people have said, okay, you've reached out to the governor, you've reached out to some politicians or representatives, that the message will pass to him. Do you think continuing with the protest would, have any impact on the president?
Yes, that is why the media house is there.
Oh, I see.
That is why I'm here now.
I see.
So yes,
I see.
That media house is there.
I see.
You are on air. You are online.
I see.
Yes. So his SAs and PAs will let the message to him.
Okay.
Sir, fix refineries.
I see.
Yes.
Okay.
If the refinery is in order, do you think Nigeria will pay subsidy?
Of course not.
Yes. So why not fix the refineries? These public officers, these politicians have tried to hijack this business from the government. So they don't want to fix the refineries.
Okay, so let's go to the lines now. I've got 20 minutes at the top of the hour. Let's listen to what Rivers people are thinking as it relates to the conversation. Remember, we brought you the report earlier that a group under the name or nomenclature, the Voice of Concerned Citizens here in Rivers State, disrupted the protest, dispersed protesters earlier today, saying the protest has been hijacked. Of course, that was them echoing what the police commander in Rivers State said yesterday, that the protest has been hijacked. We saw the reports yesterday, even on social media, that oil mill traders were told not to open shops. A day before, we heard at Lagos bus stop, traders and shops were asked not to, do business. And we had there were lootings along the axis of Port Harcourt, other places. So the question then is, who are these people? Because the protesters are saying they are not their members. Who are these people? Should the protest continue? I'm still asking that question. But my guess is saying they would have to take a pause if the anti-protesters and the violent ones would continue to perpetrate the acts, so that the police can, easily target and arrest them. All right, so the phone lines are officially open. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. Let us get your thoughts on this very one. WhatsApp number 0809 0306416. I would like to get your thoughts very quickly. 0817. Let's see. I have a lot of messages. This one says, I appreciate the struggle of ordinary citizens on the end bad governance and hunger protests, but for now, they should peacefully end it because of the antics of anti-democratic forces trying to hijack the entire peaceful process. Violence and destruction of properties are not the best approach. Economy is bad. Jimbo Baraye Karibona from Mogu Town. Let's see. This one says, good afternoon. Anyone thinking that civil disobedience can go on without some level of destruction is making a mistake. Civil disobedience is a form of political protest where individuals intentionally violate the law to address perceived injustice and convey their discontent to the government, media, and public. It involves overt public acts aimed at opposing unjust or unconstitutional laws and policies, and can also be directed towards private institutions. That's why every government should do everything humanly possible to avoid it. Before I go to the phone lines, do you agree with that statement where it says, it has some level of criminality? A protest must have some level of criminality. Do you agree with that?
I don't agree to that.
All right, then.
A protest is just to pass the message.
Okay. So it's
to the authority, the person you are protesting against. Yes.
Okay. All right then. All right. I've got Okafo. Okafo is calling me from Rumumasi. Okafo, welcome. What is on your mind? Please tell me.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, I greet you, Okafo. Okafo, let's get your thoughts, please.
Yes, sir. Is Nigeria practicing democracy? From my little knowledge of understanding, I'm meant to understand that democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And I don't think what is the problem that from 99 to date, we have several people that have been president. Are you telling me that nobody has the quality of leadership to fix one legacy that I can remember in Nigeria?
Oh my, Okafor, do call back if you can. I've got Mayor from Igbelu. Mayor, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Yes, Canada, good evening.
Yeah, greetings to you.
First of all, in a dysfunctional system where there is fraud, where things are not going well, at the expense of what should be meant for the people and is not coming to them, somebody is cashing out.
Okay.
So it is normal to also expect that there are people that enjoy the lapses and the
the things not working, yeah,
where things are not working. So you see that they would need to promote their business and also allow so that they continue in business. Leadership is to solve problems, and we voted people into offices because they gave us good reason. They showed capacity that they can do this job. But from the word go, Nigeria turned down. Is it not enough reason to listen to these people? So I feel if the presidency or the president and his team are not able to listen to Nigerians, I think they should just step aside.
All right.
Because it is simple. It is bad. Fuel rose. The price of fuel rose from 250 naira to 600 just after the first address by the president. I believe that even before he got home, the prices of things skyrocketed. Right now, fuel is 900 naira to approximate it. And that has a ripple effect on every other commodity. So what else? In a country that produces crude, we have these natural resources. What have we done wrong that we can't own a refinery. A single man can own a refinery somewhere, elsewhere in the world.
All right.
But Nigeria cannot own one functional refinery.
Mayor, I've got to go.
It is pathetic.
All right, thank you very much. It is pathetic, he says. God's time for Port Harcourt. Welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Okay, Canada, my brother, good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you.
Yes, God's time from Port Harcourt.
I already know. Please, let's get your thoughts.
Well, you see, Canada, this issue we are talking, for me, I won't say that I am part of the protesters, but I think today I was not able to go out, especially when I heard that that there was no proper coordination at the secretariat. You see, let me first of all greet our leader there in the studio. I want to say continue with the struggle, and we are totally behind you. But my point is that, look, Canada, if Mr. President has been fair enough, has given a good approach on his speech, I tell you that in fact that day that this protest would have been called off if he had been able to touch those critical areas, those areas of fueling, the food increase rates and all of that.
All right.
I am sure that even if President had come to say that, okay, fine, at least looking at the pressure from the angle of the youth to come and say, oh, okay, between now and so time, please give us between now and so time. This is the level at which this has gone. This is the level where we are. Please give us between now and so time. I tell you, look, the people who are coming for these protesters, they are not idiots.
All right.
They are not cowards.
Nathaniel,
they
have
things doing as well.
All right.
So I think if Mr. President has actually been fair with his speech, I tell you that this issue wouldn't have been like this. And what the president came to do is more like saying that throwing a stone in a glass house. You don't throw a stone in a glass house.
All right.
Because you are living in that house.
All right. God's time. Thank you. I've got Nathaniel from Bonny Island. Nathaniel, welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right.
I don't see anything wrong with protesting. That's the only point the masses have to encourage violence, as it does not produce results. If you're violent against anybody, you will equally be affected negatively because things will be destroyed, property will be destroyed, human life will go. So the only way to express your grievances to a government of the day, I think is the protest when it is peaceful. The reason why people go out for protest is quite obvious. Things are very hard, and people begin to endure the thing for a long time. It is long, and people are complaining, groaning, things getting worse on daily basis. You go to market today and buy something of 500 naira. The next day, 600. The next day, 700. At the time you don't go to market, say 1 week. The next time you will go, you will shout because everything will go south.
All right, Nathan.
So, just like when God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. As soon as the president mentioned that from there subsidy is gone, everything stopped south. Because everything we do in Nigeria hangs around oil. Around fuel. Because we need fuel to transport from one place to another, to carry goods from north to south and from south to north, just like that. As the fuel issue becomes a big problem in Nigeria, everything becomes very difficult. So the best thing I suppose that the government of the day is supposed to do is to have brought in a functional refinery, not just one. Now, before this time, when the issue of refinery, when Dangote has brought refinery, people are complaining, even the government. I say we don't have a functional refinery, and that's the reason why they have to export everything in terms of crude and then buy finished products, that is the fuel and the diesel, back to Nigeria. But now Dangote has been able to do one, and the issue of black oil, crude oil, has been a problem. The supply of crude oil to Dangote refinery, so that things can become cheaper, has become a problem. Even the refinery we even have that has been refurbished in Port Harcourt, and the one has been explained to be refurbished in Delta State,
and the one in Kaduna, everything is just moving.
All right, Nathaniel, I've got to go. Thank you very much. All right, I don't have time. Let's come back to the guest now, Dumka. What is the way forward? Because it's looking like, the national government is yet to react to the core demands of the protesters, like you mentioned. You want them to fix the refinery or, revert to old price. So what if it doesn't happen? What's the way forward?
The way forward is that a message has been passed. A message has been delivered to the president and the federal government. We cannot continue to be on the street, because if people continue closing their shops, it's like we are protesting against ourselves. If commercial motor drivers park their cars, it's like we are protesting against ourselves.
So the question then is, what is the way forward? Because if after the protest, the national government does not in any way meet any of the demands, is that not a protest in futility?
No. There is no protest that is in futility. I believe the president will do something, but we need a short term, not long term patience to say, "Well, give me some time." No, we don't want that. So give me some time, because you remove subsidy. Remove subsidy means you have increased the pump price of PMS,
right,
and you have more money than any other administration. So which time are you asking of? When you have enough money, create jobs. Revive our local industries, fund SMEs, reduce electricity tariffs. If you fix the refineries, even the dollar